Well, if you're avoiding cheese, eggs, and red meat in the name of heart health, you might not be doing yourself any favors. Here to tell us why is nutrition scientist and registered dietitian Christopher Speed. Good to see you.
Good morning.
Now, first of all, let's talk about people, I think for years, especially Americans, have been receiving some misguided nutritional information and have been unhealthy because of it. Explain.
That's certainly the truth, and it's really just, it's very, very simple eating well. It's all about balance and moderation. It's not eating too many of one thing and a whole bunch of everything, a lot of variety, and that's the key to really optimal health and nutrition.
All right, well, let's talk about some things that for years we've been told are really not healthy, and you're saying not necessarily true.
Yeah, especially dairy. Dairy is a really important category that more people are now removing from their diet.
Okay.
I would say that's not a really good thing because it's ample, it's got calcium in it, it's got protein, important nutrients, vitamins and minerals. What they're then doing is they're taking a calcium supplement, which actually could be posing greater heart health risk than including dairy in the first place. What they should be doing is looking for calcium supplements that contain MENA-Q7. That's a vitamin K2, which is naturally found in food, but in a supplemental form, MENA-Q7. What that does is it makes sure the calcium isn't over-calcifying your arteries, and it drives calcium back into the bones. So MENA-Q7 is a really, really important. You can get that in almost any supplement store now across the country. And
K2 is an important vitamin. I don't know much about K2.
Yeah, it's really a recently discovered vitamin that we've always known about, but the true effect on our health is just being shown through some really good research. It's not just a bone health vitamin, it's also for heart health as well. So more vitamin K2, especially in that MENA-Q7 form, is going to promote and optimize full health and wellness.
Okay, so dairy, okay. I mean, I eat a lot of Greek yogurt, which has a lot of protein in it.
Yep.
So,
People love yogurt and
Yep.
cheese for the satiating effect. That protein element is really, really important for sure.
Okay, speaking of protein, let's talk about eggs, because for years we've been told stay away from eggs, especially stay away from the yolk. What do you think?
Even the American Heart Association says that we can eat 1 to 2 eggs a day. There is no reason why eggs should be removed from your dinner table, your breakfast, and so on. The yolk in particular has ample nutrients, fat-soluble vitamins, antioxidants that are really important for the health of every cell in your body. So including that in your diet is going to be a really good thing. And there's no link with increased consumption of eggs and the risk of cardiovascular disease or increasing cholesterol in your blood.
Which for so many years we thought was the truth.
That's exactly it.
How about that? And then, of course, red meat. You know, for so long people have said red meat is the devil, it's the devil, but red meat is actually okay.
Yeah, red meat.
In moderation again.
It's all about moderation. And when you look at your dinner plate, if the red meat is 2/3 of that plate, that's probably not a good thing.
Right.
Make sure that the majority of what you're eating are from plants. Make sure you have a nice salad, whole grain salad, lots of fruits and vegetables, and then the meat can definitely be a part of a healthy diet. Meat in itself contains, again, protein. It also contains a lot of important B vitamins and other very important minerals and nutrients that we simply need to get from our diet, and red meat is a good form of that.
Okay, so dairy okay, eggs okay, red meat okay, all in moderation. And for so long, I think Americans were becoming less healthy because of things they heard about reducing fat.
One of the worst messages that we've actually told the general public is to consume less of these saturated fats. In fact, saturated fats have very limited link with heart disease. What we've done is we've put overly processed oils into our diet so that we could say a product is low saturated fat and get the marketing benefits. What we've also done is we've increased our omega-6 intake, and it's actually the omega-6 in our diet from those commoditized vegetable oils that is now being believed to be the root of what makes us ill. It's what underlines heart disease and even may affect how our brain chemistry works. So for people with depression, reducing omega-6 could be a really, really important thing to do.
Okay, well, let's talk about some testing, because cholesterol tests. Do you think cholesterol tests are a good indication of our health?
There's very limited evidence to suggest long-term that cholesterol analysis can actually predict someone's heart disease risk. And remember, it's only one measure: your genetics, your gender, your weight. In fact, if we're going to measure one thing and focus on one thing as a nation, we should focus on our weight. If we can reduce weight, that's going to reduce our risk of heart disease, diabetes, and most chronic diseases.
Wow, very, very interesting. All right, are there any other tests that you think we should look at? I mean, I know you said weight.
Yeah, weight is an important thing, but in terms of blood analyses, one test that's really winning favour among some very progressive physicians is a test that looks at your omega-3 and omega-6 levels in your blood. as we were just discussing previously, omega-6s are at the root of what makes us ill. And if we can reduce 6 in our diet, we can get less 6 in our blood. And that's a really good predictor of heart disease risks as well as other chronic diseases.
Okay, and some other things that I think a lot of people have put back in their diet when they tried to lose the saturated fats is they put a lot of carbs back in. A lot of breads and pastas, not necessarily a good thing.
Not necessarily good, especially bread and so on. It tends to have a very high glycemic effect, and it means our body needs to use a lot of insulin, and that could be at the root of what is making us put on weight. But when you look at how many calories are in a lot of these types of foods, there's no wonder that you only need to consume a few slices of bread to really rack up the calories and make it even harder for you to manage your weight in a longer term.
I will say that there were several years, I mean through college and on, that I ate bagels every day. And once I kind of stopped the bread and went back to the protein and even some of the fats, made a big difference in my diet.
Yeah, again, it's all about variety. And the only one way of increasing your variety is to eat more foods that are from plants, more whole grains, cereals, nuts, these types of foods as well.
And stay away from the processed foods.
Exactly right.
Where do you recommend people go for more information?
2 websites that I would encourage people to go to. One is eatright.org, and the other one, which focuses on the MetaQ7K2, is vitamink2.org for more information about what we discussed today.
Great. Well, Christopher Speed, very good information, and I think very good news for a lot of us out there because we love the red meat and the dairy and the eggs.
Absolutely.
All right. Thanks so much.